scary thought that I'm gonna get injured in this endeavor. Today we're looking at how to get this lovely engine off. The Goldwing GL1200. Working on taking off the kickstand just because it's easier to do that now before we break off this part of the frame. That's the only way to sneak this sucker out of there, is the frame comes apart here and here, and then you can slide it right out the left side. This here is a 17mm bolt. You take off the nut on the back, it's also 17, and then you turn out that little guy, and then your kickstand can slide right off. So you might want to put that through there so you don't lose anything. Oh, you want to turn that back in. We'll worry about that later. Now, these bolts are already off, and we just have this nut here, and that nut I already loosened up, and it's looking like maybe a 12. And then this frame should be loose. There is this sucker here that runs the whole way underneath the engine. That is loose too, so that could probably be driven back. Yep, that is loose and can be driven right back through there. And then this will come off, I believe. Then we have engine mount bolt there. Actually, that needs to be loosened up too. There's one of those on either side, and I wasn't sure how to reach the other side. Looks like I could get to this one. That just might be big enough to be, what? Is that a 17? Let's see here. That is bigger than a 17. What do I got? 21? I don't think it's 21. 19? That's a 19. So we'll have to loosen those guys up. And then there's these braces on top. I loosened them up. That's a 14, I believe. These are 12s. There's one on the other side. And then these were taken off, I believe, with the cooling fan shroud. I think that's what they were connected to. And then I think we're pretty much good to go. Got the main one down here. And then the frame comes off after we undo that. And then this engine will probably fall right out this way. Alright. Alright guys, what did I tell you? How are you supposed to even get a socket in there? You can't. I can't even get this freaking wrench in there. So, because that's your nut in there. This is the bolt that comes through. All I'm able to do, jam a screwdriver in there and turn it from this end. So as long as the screwdriver doesn't let loose, we can turn this bolt, and what's going to happen is that nut will fall off, and we're able to pull out the nut, the bolt, sorry. Okay, so we figured that out. That's loose. This is gonna have to come off of there because that's mounted to the back of the engine. All right, but here is the other end of that long bolt that comes through there. Now I was whacking at it from the other side. Must be threaded it on both sides. See, it'll go back and forth. All right. So other than that, we've got the top ones off. These are all loosed up, so we can actually pull them off. That'll probably slide through. Well, I'll just take this bracket off. Just leave that on there. So once we get these bracket off, whoop, that one's a little bit tight. I'll have to get a wrench for that. This engine will pretty much fall out. Yeah, they're all a little bit tight yet, so I'll have to get them loose. But we got the bottom one out here, and of course that guy which I'm just hitting back and forth, that'll have to come through, and then we can knock this off and be done with it. Well, I believe that this engine is pretty much disconnected. We have everything disconnected on the other side, and right now I put a jack underneath because it was not behaving when I was trying to take parts out. And here we have the frame has separated there, and the frame has separated here. So if I give that a good whack, I bet you that'll be apart. Now, what happens when I give that a good whack? This engine probably falls my way. I have every thought that I'm gonna get injured in this endeavor. So let's see if I can pull this out. I'm not sure what that's gonna do. What happens if I just maybe pry this guy? Yeah, see, that engine is just sitting on this piece of metal. Okay, so as I pull this forward, the engine is free. So at any rate, this engine's gonna end up on the ground in a couple minutes. Maybe I should put something down here to break its fall. Had a little bit of rust coming through on that frame cross member there. The engine didn't fall down, which is good. So we're now supporting it by the jack. Basically just the jack. So I guess I'll try to drop it down here to the ground. Disgusting. There she goes. Whoa. Oh, I still have a brake line connected there. Who wants to tell me why my front brake line is connected to the back of the engine? Anybody? Anybody? Well, she's down. She decided to go on her own, and I'm losing my bike. She's caught in one spot. One little spot right here and right here. So 1, 2, 3. There she is. Beastie boy. That's how you get the Beastie Boy out of the framey frame. All we have to do strip down the frame of all the good stuff. Take the handlebars off. Undo the triple clamp and the steering nut. Take the front end off. And then there's a frame that can go home. There you go. In conclusion, that's how you get an engine out of the frame of a Goldwing 1200. Like and subscribe, and don't do what I did. Catch you guys on the next one.